much play. We don't have to laugh and we don't have to talk. We don't have to cry and we don't have to fuck. But I really would like to hear what you have to say. If you're struggling to forget, I go get some tears. If you need to talk, I won't go anywhere. I can try to be original, spew out cliches. We can listen to Mozart or Poison Idea. I do whatever you want, whatever you need.
There's nothing to do anymore. I've seen everything on the internet, I think.
I finished the internet again.
Yep. And that's complete. It's got nothing more to show me. I'm just reading like green text, spooky stories from 4chan. Bottom of the barrel stuff.
Yeah, well, it's really scrubbing it. I didn't even know there was. I thought there would just be barrel here.
Nope, it's the muck. Skinwalkers, other shit, spooky stuff. All of them terrible grammar, just nonstop run-on sentences.
Terrible.
Last week was my birthday. Shelley Duvall and I share a birthday.
How's she doing these days?
Probably not that well. I know she has a lot of emotional problems and stuff. Possibly from Stanley Kubrick, but also just
general life.
Yeah. Being an actor seems pretty hard for a lot of people, especially if you're a woman. So there you go. But her and I share a birthday, so that's pretty tight. It's like we're like friends.
That's how birthday friends.
I have a friend in real life. We're not like really friends anymore because I don't really talk to anyone from that gang, but we have the same birthday too. So I guess it doesn't really mean anything.
I don't have any friends like the ones I had when I was 12 years old.
I never had any friends like that.
Wasn't that a line from It, actually?
I don't know.
That's my recollection, but I've read both these King stories, so maybe I'm just... It's all futzing together. It's Stephen King.
Stephen King's got a lot of... I guess just his attitudes about childhood in general kind of crop up in a lot of his stories, it seems to be. Speaking of adolescence, or maybe the arrested development of adolescence, climate activist Greta Thunberg has attacked Star Wars fans. You ready for the quote?
I think I heard it, but go ahead.
How can we tackle climate change if the adults are obsessed over a children's movie series based on Legos? Boom.
That's ridiculous. It's not based on Legos.
Burning them up. Burning them up. I guess that by extension of that, like, we got to cancel the podcast because, we're basically doing the same shit, right?
I guess that's true.
It's not like... It's not like I have me personally have any power to fight climate change. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you have the tiniest bit of power, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I get it, sort of.
Yeah.
He's right. Like, people are way too obsessed over pop culture, and maybe our podcast should be focused on that, but at the same time, fuck her.
It's something I've complained about on the podcast, I'm sure.
We definitely have.
People retreat way too much into pop culture and for safety and not able to face reality a lot of the time.
Or fucking steakums.
Yeah. Well, my biggest problem with it, on top of all right, that's just a whole swath of people that aren't going to help, is they also recontextualize real world events and politics through the lens of their fucking baby shit.
I don't even want to talk about the shit that went on with recently in the Black Lives Matter protests and people talking about the Joker movie.
Yeah. Weird. Yeah. That's also the Wayfair thing, which is clearly some federal money laundering, but nope, they're selling kids and shit. People are pretty fucking dumb.
Yeah, there's plenty of legitimate reasons not to like Wayfair, but I don't believe they're that heavily involved in the child sex trafficking operations.
I'm sure they are to some extent because it seems to be so pervasive, but I'm pretty sure...
Yeah, they probably have a CEO or somebody that's on Epstein's plane or some shit.
But I'm pretty sure that all that overpriced shit is for laundering federal money, right? Since they're furnishing ice and shit.
I would assume so, but I don't want to say for certain. It could also just be a fucking computer glitch is the most obvious.
Oh, I guess that could be it too. I don't know. The whole thing is they are sketchy for plenty of valid reasons,
right?
Not the really made up one. The Pizzagate
one. What are you doing, Pizzagate shit again?
Yeah,
on.
this is the woke Pizzagate this time. Some other bad news this week, though. Ennio Morricone has passed away. Rest in power.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's like 900 years old.
Yeah, no, he had a good life, I'm sure. Speaking of nerds, though, I saw a post on Reddit.
Oh, no, what are they going to do for Red Dead Redemption 3?
Well, no, someone...
it
is related to Red Dead Redemption, though. It's just even more embarrassing. Someone cut a trailer for Red Dead Redemption, like a fan trailer, and they used the Ecstasy of Gold from Good and Bad the Ugly in it, right?
That's all over commercials these days, too, which, whatever.
Sure.
I think it's on SpongeBob.
It's because of the Metallica cover, surely. But the title of the post was Sergio Leone's Ecstasy of Gold fits perfectly with Red Dead Redemption. And I was just like, you fucking gamers don't know shit. You're the dumbest people on earth, aren't you?
No,
couldn't even fucking Google that shit. You fucking use the song in the trailer. You fucking idiot.
I mean, if you putting it up on YouTube, YouTube's going to tell you who wrote it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just like tired of the gamer culture and those adjacent to it on the internet in general. They just always seem like the stupidest fucking people.
Which includes most of VHS Cult.
I hope not. I'm firmly anti-video games now, anti-gamer, all of it. All I care, I think I said it before on one of the more recent podcasts, is like, I don't care about new movies. Now I don't care about video games. I don't care about comic books. All I care about is watching 80s shit. That's it. That's all I'm about. I only watch old movies from the 80s now. Nothing
I'm
else.
just going to read Beverly Clearly, and that's it.
VHS Cult.
Thanks for tuning into the podcast, VHS Cult. I'm Kyle.
Oh yeah. I'm Dave.
That's Dave. This is now listening. This podcast is your uncle's talking about the weather. It's been hot as fuck lately, huh, bro?
I wouldn't know. My air conditioning didn't go out or anything, so it wasn't dreadfully apparent to me that Phoenix shouldn't be a real city.
How long did it go out for? Like 12 hours, right?
I mean, it went out in the middle of the night, so at least 12 hours.
Yeah, it's if I go outside because like I smoke in the garage and it's like oh no.
It was 116 today, I think.
Yeah, yesterday was 115. It'll be 116 today. I think it's gonna be like this for another week or so.
Yeah, it's supposed to cool down to like 106.
Yeah, that's a
manageable 106.
It's gonna cool down, guys. Don't worry. It's only gonna be hovering around 110. No big deal. Arizona, and of course, you can't go outside anyways though because it's just fucking the air is coronavirus.
There's some statistic I was reading or some study they were doing I saw on Twitter, and it's like if you're in a crowd in Arizona with 50% or 50 people or more, you have like a 98% chance to catch corona. That can't be right.
Well, it's like 1 in 40 people or something.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
I probably have it right now.
Yeah, it's just. The whole thing is when it started popping off, it was like, well, the United States obviously is not going to handle this very well, so it's going to be bad. And then,
well, I mean, that's the thing. Even if we had a competent president, we would not have handled it really well.
Because a lot of the problems exist naturally, or not naturally.
Yeah.
They're at like systemic level. But then we also like, I mean.
In terms of educating our populace and shit like that, there's a whole slew of problems that the United States has that we wouldn't combat it well. But when you tack on a chief executive that just is garbage at everything.
Well, I've just been thinking about that lately too. Is if he could have just done like a little bit better job, he might have guaranteed re-election.
Oh yeah, that's all I had to do.
Why didn't
just a competent job?
Why didn't they just do it? Is it like straight up they just can't?
That's exactly what it is. It's all these fucking Republicans. I mean, Trump is like the most perfect example of it almost, but like our governor's a pretty good example of it too.
Yeah.
They just think it's some cushy job that they get into to like sell away government assets to make money. But then as soon as there's a real crisis, it turns out they have no fucking clue what they're doing.
That sucks because it's like a lot of times it's like, well, this is like malignant, but some of it just seems to be like they just fucking are.
It's fucking incompetence. Yeah,
they can't do anything.
I mean, some of it is some of Trump's shit is definitely malignant.
Well, yeah,
some of it too is just he can't get the fuck out of his own way.
Yeah, I mean, all the racist shit is obviously just malignance.
Yeah, I mean that's been part of Trump's history since he was born.
Yeah, the extension of
that's like the one consistent policy he has.
Well, also like you fucking grind people into dirt through the power of capitalism. Well, but those are like the two big problems with every fucking administration. That's the problem with the United States all the time. But then also you just fucking can't get people to wear masks, huh? You had to turn into a fucking political issue? Fucking weird. This country's fucked. Death cult. Death cult. Death cult. Death cult. All right, well, let's retreat.
We got no plan, but kids are going back to school, God damn it.
All the teachers on the internet are like, we're going to die.
Well, fuck yeah. My kids aren't going back. I don't care. At this point, they're letting kids do online school as an option, so they're definitely not doing it because I work from home, so what the fuck is the difference to me?
Yeah, it'd be more convenient anyways.
And even if they force it, I'll just pull them out and we'll do homeschool. Fuck it at this point. Yeah. I'm not going to be part of the problem.
So, I mean... I this is the reason I probably can't have kids is because there's like things that you have to have your kids do that I'm like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. There's a lot. I've talked about the anxieties.
Yeah.
Like, the hard part of having kids is not necessarily raising kids. I actually think that part's pretty easy for the most. But so far, anyway, they're pretty young, so we'll see how the teenage years go.
Yeah.
But it's just all the anxieties that come with it and all the shit. You're like, well, what the fuck? I don't want to. He doesn't want to deal with this. I don't want to fucking deal with this.
Well, that's the academic value, especially like the Arizona school system.
Oh God,
to me is like it's so meaningless. That it's like, why would probably just homeschool. I mean, obviously the social aspect sucks, but I can honestly say like most of the knowledge I have and the understanding I have, I did not get it from formal education.
Yeah, I mean, you can probably point to like a handful of really good teachers where you learned a lot from, right? But that's about it.
They encouraged me to use my brain in a certain way, but like not, that sort of thing. Yeah. So that sucks. The United States sucks, but we're gonna retreat back to a better time. Once again, back when America was great again, I guess. I don't know. Didn't seem that great, huh?
I mean, no, but I mean, hey,
white man was doing all right, huh?
Some of them,
not these particular white men. Some of them were doing okay.
In all our lives, there's a fall from innocence, a time after which we are never the same. Happened in the summer of 1959. A long time ago. But only if you measure it in terms of years.
You guys want to go see a dead body? I bet you anything that if we find him, we'll get our pictures in the paper. Yeah, we can even be on TV. Sure, we'll be heroes. Yeah.
It's Stand By Me.
You know, I shouldn't say that. Even these poor white folk had relatively nice houses and shit. You know what I mean?
Like they had Gordy family had like a plantation house. That was weird because it's Oregon.
Oh, is it? Is it weird for Oregon to have a plantation house, Kyle?
Well, I know Oregon's very racist, but I didn't think they became a state until after the Civil War.
Oh, they did. Yeah, it was way after that. But I was just like, they're like, we're gonna get some of these plantation houses.
Oh yeah, that makes sense for Oregon. Oregon's.
I don't know if that's true. I'm making it up.
Well, apparently, I was reading about it. There's apparently a direct line from the Ku Klux Klan to the Portland Police Department.
Yeah.
So, and it's like, what fucking Oregon?
The second version of the Klan, right? Not the original.
Yeah, the second one. Yeah. Yeah. So, Stand By Me, released the year of my birth, 1986.
It was a good year. It was a good movie. I watched it with the kids.
Yeah. What did the kids think?
They liked it. They liked it a lot.
It was, came out about a month after I was born. It's after the death of one of his friends. The writer recounts a childhood journey with his friends to find the body of a missing boy. So right off the top, when I watched this movie when I was younger, this always seemed like the craziest, grandest adventure for a group of young boys to go on.
It did, right?
But when
this
I
is
watched
like my
it,
idea of like a good time as a kid.
yeah, but then when I watched it as an adult, well, it seemed like an impossible adventure for me as a kid because like we weren't even really allowed off the block until we were pretty old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because there's a few more dangers where we were at than leeches and shit. But then again,
there's a creek, so we had plenty of that.
Yeah, and then again, they are getting hunted down by a gang of older brothers, which is weird. That's some white people shit, though, for sure.
Is it?
I don't know. That's always like the depiction of like the rural whites is like, yeah, here's the older boys, and they're mean to like their own kin. It's like,
well,
why?
I mean, like I guess Gordo's brother was obviously the exception to that rule, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I never felt like all the people I remember knowing as there's some people I can think of that didn't fit the mold, but like there's people around our age that were brothers that like I knew someone in my class and there was someone in your class that they had a decent enough relationship.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like a real.
I don't know these kind of white people, man.
This old timey, like very. I guess it's just like the weird hyper masculinity of the time period or something. I don't know. It just seems weird to me that the gang is like both gangs are 50% like brothers, right? Like Vern and Chris Chambers' older brothers are in Ace's gang, and it's like Ace is gonna straight up kill Eyeball's brother in front of him. Like when would that? How could this ever happen? It just seems like real bumpkiny country shit to me. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe it's just movies, but
no, I mean I think it's part of the Stephen King book too. So
yeah, that part seems weird to me. But thinking about the logistics of it, so they got negligent parents, absentee parents. They live in a kind of rural area. They probably hang out in the woods all the time, anyways. And it's only like 20, 30 miles. This is like not an impossible goal at all. Especially because it's like the 50s and they just like kids run wild back then.
You can do whatever you want.
You get killed by your older brother's friends.
No one even know about it.
Yeah. They'll just leave you by the other boy that's dead in the woods.
They'll discover all your bodies at once.
I was thinking about it though. Probably the reason why it seems so strange is this. Once again, this is about a decade before the Stooges exist. So that's why the kids are so out of control. They don't have Iggy Pop.
The calming influence of Iggy Pop.
Yeah, they don't have Iggy Pop to believe in. So this is, of course, a Stephen King story. As we mentioned, it is The Body. It is considered a novella because it's short.
Right. It's longer than a short story, but shorter than a novel.
Yeah.
And there's also like a novelette, right? I don't understand the distinction, really. And I write occasionally, so... and I have an English degree. Oh God,
this is all outdated jargon, I think.
Yeah, it kind of is. It was just a way of. It's like publishing and shit.
Yeah, nowadays there's two types of fiction writing, and they are fan fiction and promotional material. That's it. That's all there is. That was originally published in his 1982 collection called Different Seasons.
Yeah, that has a great collection. The Shawshank Redemption, Apt Pupil. Well, the other one he was made into a thing too. What is it? You have it written down. Go for it.
I don't know if I wrote the titles down, but yeah, it was out of the 5 stories that were in it, 4 of them have been made into movies. There's one of them still hanging in that hasn't been made, but I'm sure Frank Darabont will get on it eventually. Some changes were made to the plot of the film, including changing the setting from 1960 to 1959. I don't know why. That seems weird. And location went from Castle Rock in Maine to Oregon. And the reason why that change is made is because in the book, he mentioned, at one point it's mentioned that they're like 30 miles from Portland, Maine.
Mm-hmm.
But whoever read it assumed it was Oregon, and so it got changed. Yep.
Smart.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. Rob Reiner directed this show, right?
Yeah, Rob Reiner. Carl Reiner's son, rest in peace. So in Lisa Rogak's unauthorized biography of Stephen King called Haunted Heart, The Life and Times of Stephen King, a friend of King's, George MacLeod, claimed that King had cribbed the idea for The Body from a short story MacLeod had written, but these claims are disputed by King. MacLeod requested a portion of the royalties from The Body and Stand By Me. King refused. And then McLeod sued because he's not a very good friend, which ended their friendship. Since then, King has refused his fans' requests to read their manuscripts for advice, and King has claimed that he is concerned that there may be further accusations of plagiarism. Which, I mean, yeah, he's like the most famous, wealthiest fiction writer.
Yeah, well, I mean,
lifetime,
I think J.K. Rowling is by far the wealthiest fiction writer of all time, but he's got to be up there.
Stephen King said trans women are women, so
yeah,
he's got a much more wealth of personal value.
That's the important thing in the long run.
Yeah. Also, J.K. Rowling is Scottish. Everyone always forgets that she's Scottish.
I don't particularly care for the Scots either.
No, I mean, they're a little bit better than English, but not much better. This podcast is not a safe place for the British, unless you're Welsh. Welsh, A-OK. Cornish, A-OK. Manx, that's fine too.
We're getting really particular here.
It's that the goddamn mythology of the Celts. So there's possible autobiographical things, or this is possibly an autobiographical story. Stephen King mentioned in an interview and in the special features section of the DVD that the scene with the leeches actually did happen to him when he was a child. Apparently there's some other stuff in it that is legitimate. And honestly,
a lot of Stephen King's life creeps into his fiction, especially the childhood shit.
Yeah, the whole thing is Gordy's obviously author insert, right?
Yeah, Stephen King does that a lot too.
I don't know if Stephen King's older brother died. Did he?
No. His older brother is alive. He had an older brother. Does have an older brother.
No. He's probably just like, would it suck if my older brother died? Yeah, probably.
It does seem like they had a kind of have a kind of like a Denny Gordy relationship. Although I don't think he's that much older than King and than Stephen.
Yeah, there's a pretty big age gap when you think about it, because he was like in college and Gordy was, they're supposed to be like 12 in it.
Yeah, it seems like it's like a 4 or 5 year. Yeah, they're 12, they're at least 16. It seems like there's at least a 4 or 5 year difference.
More than that if Denny's already in college.
Right. Yes, that's true. Well, in the short story too, I think Denny died in like basic training for Vietnam or some shit like that, right?
59? Oh, maybe. Yeah, because Vietnam went forever, huh? Yeah, fucking Vietnam. Jesus Christ.
Plus, it was 60 originally, remember?
Oh, yeah, that's true. Man, America. Oh, death cult. I guess it's always been this way. No need to be concerned. Just because it's always been bad, so it doesn't matter it's bad now. No problem. So in March of 86, Columbia Pictures were concerned that the original title, The Body, was misleading. I guess maybe thinking it'll be like, oh, that's a horror movie.
Yeah, especially when it's by Stephen King at this point.
Yeah, suppose. Oh, it's Spookum. They renamed the film Stand By Me. And according to screenwriter Renaud Gideon, that's a cool name, The Body sounded like either a sex film, a bodybuilding film, or another Stephen King horror film. Rob came up with the Stand By Me and ended up being the least unpopular opinion. So Rob Reiner came up with the title. But the bodybuilding film, huh? I could see a sex film. Russ Myers presents The Body.
The Body.
Ooh. My personal theory is they wanted to use the Ben E. King song and then use it as nostalgia bait to get the boomers in the crowd into the theaters.
It's already set in 1959. You don't have to do much more work than that.
Yeah, but when you hear, like that song is like powerful, so people hear it in the trailer and be like, "Oh, got to get in there,"
and it worked.
It worked, yeah. So this film, as mentioned, is directed by Rob Reiner. Rob Reiner developed such a good working relationship with Stephen King after this movie that King agreed to sell the film rights to Misery, only if Reiner directed the film. And Rob Reiner's production company, which is relatively famous, you don't see too much anymore, but Castle Rock Entertainment is named after this movie and technically the book.
Yeah, so Stephen King uses Castle Rock City all the fucking time in his writings.
It's a little bit spookier than Fraggle Rock.
Well, slightly. Less Muppets.
Not quite as terrifying as Plymouth Rock.
His stories are always like, Derry, Castle Rock. Those are the main ones. And then there's Sidewinder, which is Colorado.
Whoa.
That's about it.
It's always in Maine. The Shining's not in Maine, though, right? That's also in Colorado.
That's Colorado. Sidewinder. Misery.
Oh.
Colorado. Sidewinder.
Huh. He loves Colorado and Maine. That's it.
Nothing else exists in King's America.
Rob Reiner is the son of Estelle and Carl Reiner, who were both famous entertainers. I think we talked about Carl the other day because he died.
Womp womp.
Womp womp.
I was saying the other day, or a few months ago, maybe that all these people are going to start dying, right?
Yeah,
Mel
I mean
Brooks
they're all real old, so it's about that time. Mel Brooks, Ennio Morricone. So Rob Reiner has had he's made a lot of really none of them are particularly my favorite films. You know what I mean? They wouldn't be,
but they're always like good films, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but they're always really good, and they're definitely really, really part of like the zeitgeist. You know what I mean? So Spinal Tap, most people are familiar with this. Spinal Tap. He of course did The Princess Bride, which was a flop at the box office, but now everyone fucking knows.
It's not a flop in my heart.
Yeah. When Harry Met Sally, Misery, as we mentioned, and A Few Good Men. Few Good Men with Ghost Jackie.
Me.
You
the truth.
My personal opinion is Stand By Me is probably maybe not his best movie, but the movie that I like the most that he directed.
Yeah.
And turns out Rob Reiner agrees with us because out of all the films he has directed, he considers Stand By Me as his masterpiece and his favorite film. He's quoted as saying, Stand By Me was a unique directing experience because ideas came from everywhere. Doing a period piece about the world of childhood is an adventure. Each day on set, people from the crew threw their own childhood memories into the production.
That's filmmaking for you. It's a collaborative process sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, supposedly it stays pretty true to the book, so I don't know if the suggestions made it into the movie.
Well, that's one of the things with Stephen King is most of his works have not been adapted very truthfully or accurately.
Oh yeah, he loves this one though.
No, there's not another shining example here.
Nope. Nope. But the summer they filmed this summer movie about being kids in the summer was a pretty cool summer for the kids who were in the movie. What kids are in the movie? Shockingly, all these kids are still went on to be like
all these kids.
Yeah, pretty successful actors, which is crazy for a kids movie. All right off the top, it's Will Wheaton who plays Gordy. This is the first time. So this is the first time
I grew to hate Will Wheaton. This is the first and only time I like Will Wheaton.
That might be the case, yeah.
That might be true for me too.
Yeah, but this is the first time watching the movie where I understood that Gordy's name was probably short for Gordon. Because I remember as a kid, I would always be like, why is his nickname Fat? Like, yeah, because I was like, why isn't Vern the fat kid called Gordy or Gordito? I didn't get it, but now I get it. I was like, oh, it's Gordon or something.
I get one of those dumb names.
Yeah. So Will Wheaton does Stand By Me. Then he's in Star Trek: The Next Generation. He does voice acting and consumer nerd shit. He's like famous for being a nerd, right? He's on the internet doing nerd shit.
Mm-hmm.
He like Geek and Sundry, the people that do Critical Role.
No, I think Critical Role does their own shit now, but yeah.
Oh, well, he did some like board game show for him, and then I don't know. He's just fucking a nerd on the internet doing nerd shit.
Kyle, if I could get paid for that at this point, I'll dig it.
Yeah, I guess. He just fucking consumer.
The least offensive example of nerd culture you can find.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like he's a dick or anything. I just don't think I'd want to hang out with him because anyone who's like their whole personality seems to be based around like the products they consume. Not into it. That's why I had to stop watching TikTok.
TikTok? I've never watched TikTok.
Oh, I watched.
I'm an old man, so
I watched like TikTok, like supercuts because sometimes the kids are funny, right? I used to be in the Vine. Kids are funny on that.
No. I mean that's the thing. Like what it is there's some people are funny. Right?
Yeah,
you gotta weed out the chuff. It's like the thing we talked about with comic books the other day.
Yeah. That's the problem though. Is these Zoomer kids? Nothing against them, whatever. They're doing the same shit that every generation has done, but man, they're just fucking consumer whores. Fucking everything is just about like fucking status symbols and products and brands and shit. Like I said, can't hold against them because it's happened every fucking generation on Earth since, I don't know, TV.
Since consumerism, yeah, probably since radio.
Yeah, but it's fucking lame. So Will Wheaton attributed the film's success to the director's casting choices. Oh, also another thing about TikTok. Like I said, I watched the supercuts for the jokes, but I guess the trend now is like just for girls in their bikinis to like throw ass and shit. But since TikTok, I mean, that's cool. Like girls expressing their sexuality is fine with me. TikTok skews really young. And I'm like fucking an old man, so I feel creepy watching that shit now. So I don't watch TikTok anymore. Yeah, that's just weird.
Plus, I heard there was Chinese government data mining out.
Yeah, just like everything else.
No, the other ones are mining for like either private U.S. corporations or for the U.S. government. Right. That's different.
I'm sure the TikTok data gets
TikTok is a little bit more egregious, from what I understand, but.
It's I don't give a fuck about any of it. It's all fucking.
This point, does it really fucking matter?
Yeah, I do give a fuck about it. It's just so all encompassing of every social media apparatus. Like fucking, yeah, it's not like you can't have a phone.
Pay me now at this point.
I mean, I'm sure some of like the TikTok data gets back to U.S. corporations, anyways.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. I wish. I guess this is part of white privilege, but I was about to say I wish I could live in 1959.
Yeah, I mean, that's the white privilege. I remember one time, there's all these stupid icebreaker conversations you have at
new jobs or school,
new jobs and shit. It's like this is like when we went to like an annual meeting or something for the team I was on, and like the icebreakers. If you time travel back in time, where would you want to go to? And there's a black dude on my team, and he's like, I don't know that any time's safe for me.
Yeah.
Which is like, yeah.
It's pretty risky.
But at the same time, if you're sick of technology, 1959, it's a sweet time to be a white man.
I mean, I'll probably, like, the kid die in Vietnam, so that'll be cool.
No, you just got to go to school or something.
I can't afford to go to school now. I don't know if I'd be able to afford to go to school back then.
It's like $2.
$2. $2.
Those kids got collected enough money to go for 2 semesters of college from their pocket change. I saw them do it.
Sometimes I feel like I'm one of those guys that should have died in the war anyways. So that way I could just always be remembered as like how all the potential I had when I was like 21.
Instead of all the wasted potential.
Before I squandered it all. Oh, he's so tall and handsome, and he could sing, and everyone believed in him, his poetry and his drawings, and he had such big dreams. He was going to change the world, and he's got taken away too young by the goddamn fascists.
I guess that's the counter argument to like the wasted potential of war.
Yeah, a lot of those guys probably weren't going to do shit.
A lot of those guys are probably going to be lazy assholes. Sit on the couch and watch TV, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Fuck the troops. Will Wheaton said he has attributed the film's success to the director's casting choices. He says, Rob found 4 young boys who basically were the characters we played. I was awkward and nerdy and shy and uncomfortable in my own skin and really, really sensitive. And River was cool and really smart and passionate, and even at that age, kind of like a father figure to some of us. Jerry was one of the funniest people I'd ever seen in my life, either before or since. And Corey was unbelievably angry and in an incredible amount of pain and had an absolute terrible relationship with his parents.
Wow, that sounds amazing, except for that last part.
I'm sure everything turned out all right for Corey Feldman.
Yeah, what's he doing these days?
A weird like pop Michael Jackson impersonation, but own music. I mean, he's out there still doing. He's trying to get it. It's not good, but he's doing it.
He also had that like pay-per-view tell-all thing.
Well, he was getting funding for it. I don't know.
No, he actually aired.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, he definitely. He's a victim of like the scummy Hollywood shit for sure.
100%.
But I feel terribly bad for him. I don't want to clown on him too much. That's what I mean. It's like he's still out there trying his best, and I mean, I would applaud him for that. And stayed in great shape. So good for you, Corey. Now that we're done talking,
that's the important thing.
Yeah. Well, I just mean like he looks healthy most of the time you see him. I'm sure like he seems like he parties and stuff, but he usually looks pretty healthy. Which I don't know. Maybe he's able to battle his demons as much as anyone could hope for. But we're done talking about Will Wheaton, Star Trek nerd. It's time to talk about a real cool guy. Joaquin Phoenix's older brother, River Phoenix. He made it to the ripe old age of 23, and he died on Halloween 1993. I think most people.
Where was he at?
He was at the Viper Room. The Viper Room. Outside specifically.
Johnny Depp was on stage, as I recall.
Yep. So this movie is he was the potential of River Phoenix is like we were just talking about, like if I died in a war, except for he had actually accomplished things by the time he was 23. But everyone at the time, it was like, oh shit, this is gonna be the fucking dude. He's young Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade. He got Oscar nominated for My Own Private Idaho. Running on Empty got an Oscar nomination. You know, he's doing things. He's out there hustling. His brother, Joaquin, nobody at the time. Seems like Joaquin lived in the shadow for a long ass time. But now it's like, oh, okay, Joaquin.
You're doing your own thing. You're the Joker.
Yeah. I mean, Joaquin ended up being one of the greatest actors of our generation. So
yeah, no one really, honestly, the people don't really talk about River Phoenix
anymore. Yeah, his star burned too bright. But let's talk about the Phoenix family a little bit. So he's born River Jude Bottom. Bottom's a funny last name. His parents named him after the River of Life and Herman Hesse's classic spiritual novel, Siddhartha. And Jude, his middle name, after the Beatles song.
My favorite Matthew McConaughey movie.
Hey Jude?
Siddhartha.
Matthew McConaughey's in the Siddhartha movie?
Isn't it?
I don't know.
Didn't Matthew McConaughey make a Siddhartha movie? I didn't see it. I'm sure it was terrible.
That one seems off my radar. I watched Killer Joe the other day. He makes a woman simulate fellatio on a chicken wing that he's got in front of his crotch. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Yeah. So he's named after a Beatles song. Once again, people weren't too familiar with the Stooges. Otherwise, his middle name would probably be something like Iggy. His family were members of what was called on the internet. A lot of places refer to it as a Christian sect, but it is absolutely a cult that had quite a bit of child molestation, sexual assault, all the crazy cults. Called the Children of God. The family did leave the group in 1977 and moved back to the United States. This is when they changed their last name to Phoenix because they, Phoenix rising from the ashes.
Rising from the ashes of the child molestation cult.
Yeah, I mean, I did a little bit of digging. There doesn't seem to be a lot of information about them being victims of the cult, but the cult was pretty bad. I mean, the Christian sect. It still operates today. So,
watch out.
Yeah, be careful. I've been saying it for a few years now, but this is the absolute perfect opportunity for cults to make a comeback. So be careful out there, everybody.
Yeah, there's only one cult you should be listening to.
VHS cult. VHS cult. Once again, we're not a death cult. We're a life cult. We are a responsible sex cult. That's what we are. So there's like about a dozen songs about River Phoenix because he was actually a pretty good musician, was in a bunch of bands. He was friends with a lot of famous
There's a couple
musicians.
bands named after him.
Yeah, River Phoenix might have had like a music career too. He was definitely like really keyed into like the LA rock scene. But that shit's corny anyway, so who knows? The days before his death, he embarked on a massive drug binge, or what I used to call a weekend. Except for he smoked crack cocaine. That's like one of the only drugs I haven't done.
Well, maybe later. You still got a bucket list.
I got plenty of time.
Maybe when you're 80. Still on the crack.
Smoked some crack, did some heroin, a little bit of regular cocaine. And then I wrote here, Will Wheaton is a bitch because he wasn't doing drugs.
Was he there?
No, but he was doing Star Trek nerd shit at the time when he could have been fucking getting down like River Phoenix.
Who doesn't want to die young, man?
Yeah. No, the goal is you power through it, and then in your 30s you make a failing podcast.
Oh, okay.
That's American success story.
What happened to me?
You got a degree and stuff. That's like supposed to help you be a good member of society. You got kids and a wife.
I think my problem is that I don't.
You got a house.
Yeah.
I don't know. You got a lot more shit than I do, so I guess like if I would have stayed on the straight and narrow a little bit more, maybe I could have some stuff. There's an apocryphal story that River's last words were supposedly to the paparazzos. The paparazzi outside was.
Wow, I'm sorry. I think I made a mistake.
No, whoops. He said, "No paparazzi. I want anonymity." Although the quote has become something of an urban legend. In fact, according to witnesses, which includes the nearby paparazzo, River
Will Wheaton.
River stumbled out of the nightclub and fell hard, face first, onto the sidewalk before spasming violently against the pavement for 8 minutes, never having uttered a word, which is
not a way to go.
Yeah, when it's laid out like that, it's kind of a bummer. It reminds me of the way it was written. It reminds me of the end of Assassination of Jesse James when
it's just over.
Robert Ford gets killed, and like the narrator's like he would just look up into the sky trying to make words that would never come. Say, oh shit. And then there would be no funeral cortege for Robert Ford. No people, no one would pay a nickel to take a picture with his corpse. You piece of shit. Just a month before his death, he had expressed an interest in starring in the Basketball Diaries.
Leo, you piece of shit.
Yep, Leonardo DiCaprio snatched that role. Guess what? I'm gonna say here, Leonardo DiCaprio's entire career relies on River Phoenix dying. River Phoenix had to die for Leonardo DiCaprio to fly. Here's a cool quote from him about Stand By Me. He says, "I realized that what I was creating was going to live on far longer than anything of me as a person. The characters are more powerful than the person that creates them." He actually has a lot of really interesting quotes. It does seem like he was a really thoughtful, interesting person. So, I mean, that happens sometimes. So sometimes you just fuck up. But it would have been interesting if he...
Thoughtful, interesting people die in gutters and make nothing of themselves all the time.
Sometimes they do it even after they made something of themselves. Edgar Allan Poe.
Well, yeah, that's a good example.
He literally died in a gutter. Another troubled individual, Corey Feldman, one of the Coreys. We all know him. We all love him. He's one of the Frog Brothers in Lost Boys. He's Mouth in the Goonies. He's Corey Feldman. He was a cool kid. He's back. Last time we saw him was Lost Boys. He's back, baby.
But he kind of always plays the same character. I mean, the Mouth is not much different than Toad, really, or than Todd.
Yeah, I don't know. There's obviously like a deeper like pain to this character,
right? Like
I do think Corey Feldman was a good actor. There's a lot going on with his performance in this movie. It's actually like really shocking how good of an actor most of these kids are. Jerry O'Connell's just comic relief, but still, like, yeah, these kids seem to like have
these kids are going places.
They seem to have like rich and internal monologues, and they really understand the characters, or at least understand themselves. It's very interesting. Feldman himself has stated in several interviews that out of all the characters he's played, Teddy was actually the closest to his personality and personal life at the time. Because, once again, his parents sucked, and they kind of threw him to the wolves that is Hollywood lifestyle, society, culture.
Well, can't think of anybody else that happened to.
The other Corey.
Oh.
Drew Barrymore for a long time. Feldman recalled how his home life translated into his on-screen character. He's quoted as saying, "Most kids aren't thinking they're going to get hit by their parents because they're not doing well enough in school, which will prevent them from getting a work permit, which will prevent them from being an actor." So, I don't think he had a very good life.
No, it doesn't sound fun.
Yeah.
When you're making money off your kid.
Yeah. Kind of like, I don't know, he liked acting though, because I was going to say it makes you feel shitty watching it, some of his movies. But then it's like, well, no, he liked doing it. It was his craft, Man, you know how like sometimes Quentin Tarantino has like brought in an old actor and kind of revitalized the seriousness of their career?
Mm-hmm.
It'd be interesting to see someone do that with the Feldman.
I don't think he's got it in him anymore.
I don't know. I'm gonna get in contact with him. You think if I email him, he'll want to read like a screenplay or something?
Yeah, I 100% think he would.
Right. That's a good point, actually. All right, Jerry O'Connell's next. He plays Vern, the fat kid who he should have been called Gordy. What's the deal? Jerry O'Connell is, of course, famous for appearing in Kangaroo Jack.
That famous movie famously about a talking kangaroo. I think it's about 2 hours of nothing but talking kangaroo.
Yeah, so did you know that movie was originally supposed to be a somewhat serious like crime thriller with a kangaroo in it? And then they made it a cartoon talking kangaroo?
And the only talking kangaroo's only in it for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, because it was an afterthought. Like, this movie sucks, maybe kids will see it.
So stupid.
Yeah.
I have such a vague memory of that movie.
Yeah, so Jerry O'Connell does a great job. Like I said,
I know him from something.
He's got a brother.
You know him from your local UCB theater.
His brother's also an actor. I forget what his name is.
Jerry, John, Jim.
I don't
Jeffrey.
know. They look really similar. I don't have any hot facts about Jerry O'Connell. Yeah, he became somewhat of a sex symbol, or at least like people like
After this movie,
that's a handsome man. But in this movie, he's just a fat kid or a chubby kid. He's a gordito. Rather than start shooting right away, Riener put the 4 main actors together for 2 weeks to play games from Voila Spolin's improvisation for the theater and build camaraderie, which led to a real friendship between them and several one-shot takes where the young actors hit their cues perfectly. Will Wheaton would recall, when you saw the 4 of us being comrades, that was real life, not acting. So that's pretty smart of Rob Reiner. Seems like he knows how to make a movie, huh?
And Will Wheaton would go on to say, I love crack cocaine.
No, that's for Phoenix.
Yeah, but no, he loves it too, because it's camaraderie.
Oh, yeah, we all love crack. In this gang, we all love crack.
We're a crack gang.
Oh, wait, we forgot to mention one really important actor.
Kiefer?
That's right, Kiefer Sutherland. That's my guy.
You're a pirate, Kiefer. Explains everything.
Explains everything. Fucking love Kiefer Sutherland when he's young.
I love him when he's old. I love that Jack Bauer, you
son of a bitch.
muscle shooting son of a bitch.
I probably mentioned in Lost Boys episode, I remember the whole episode, I was trying to convince you that David was the hero.
Yes.
But, so...
Are you going to try it again here?
No, there's not as much material in this one. He's kind of clearly an asshole. But Kiefer Sutherland in Lost Boys is like one of my like lifelong like style icons. So Kiefer Sutherland has always held a special place in my heart.
My entire life has been the never-ending search to achieve Kiefer Sutherland's stylehood in The Lost Boys, and always coming up tragically short.
No, I mean I look better than him most of the time because he's pretty outdated. Why is he wearing like 3 coats? That's weird. But it's a good jumping off point. The attitude of it. He's also only like 5'8". Apparently his dad's like 6'4". His half brothers are all over 6 feet. Why is he so small?
Too much cigarettes as a kid.
Oh yeah, you better believe it, buddy. To keep in character while off camera, Kiefer would pick on Will Wheaton, River Phoenix, Corey Feldman, and Jerry O'Connell. So that's
what a nice guy.
It's probably fun for those kids. At one point, though, they did cover Kiefer Sutherland's car in mud. The younger.
Oh, that's what he thinks it was.
Oh, it's Dookie?
Yeah, it was Dookie, all right.
So here's a quote from Rob Reiner about the story in general, where he says, "In the book, it was about 4 boys. But once I made Gordy the central focus of the piece, then it made sense to me. This movie was all about a kid who didn't feel good about himself and whose father didn't love him. Or his mother. And through the experience of going to find
she handed him mashed potatoes. That's love."
Yeah, that's before his brother died, though. After that, no more love. And through the experience of going to find the dead body and his friendship with these boys, he began to feel empowered and went on to become a very successful writer. He basically became Stephen King. A lot of it has to do with River Phoenix's character, Chris Chambers, giving him solid advice.
He's out there being a bro.
Yeah, he's just like, listen, your parents don't know shit. This town doesn't know shit. Just do what you want. And I agree.
I think there was more to it than that.
I don't know. That's the gist of it. Yeah, he said more words, and there's probably more depth to it. But for the young kids listening,
I cover the important points.
For young kids listening out there, nothing matters. You can do what you want. People just have to deal with it. Sometimes, though, the cops are the people that deal with it, and that's not good. So you gotta be careful about that one. So the writers incorporated Reiner's suggestions about focusing more on Gordy, and they produced a new script that was finished in December 1984. But unfortunately, just days before they started shooting, Embassy, the production company in charge of the film, they were sold to Columbia Pictures. And they planned to cancel the production. Holy shit, what happened? How did we get Stand By Me? Norman Lear.
Well, that's getting crazy.
Yeah. One of the co-owners, Embassy, and developer of All in the Family, gave $7.5 million of his own money to complete the film, citing his faith in Reiner and the script.
Oh my god, this shit doesn't happen anymore.
Well, Norman Lear's the king of sitcoms. Norman Lear's really good friends with Carl Reiner, who's directing the movie, Rob Reiner.
Yeah.
So it is just kind of this shit
Old
does
boy.
happen.
No, I don't know. Well, it's a little bit more coded than this, but yeah, I guess that's
well,
fair.
this is just like a real open, honest engagement with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's like, we made this movie at a loss.
No, you come in for this meeting. You don't worry about being prepared.
Yeah, that's fine. Principal photography began in June and it ended in August. So hell yeah, it's really summertime when they're filming this shit. And guess what?
It was
the greatest summer of these four young boys' lives in real life too. Check it out. River Phoenix lost his virginity during filming. Ooh la la.
What? He was 12.
No, he was.
How old is he?
He's 15.
Oh, that's a little bit understandable.
He's about to be 16. Yeah. So Rob Reiner remembered that Phoenix came into work one day with this big smile on his face after spending the night with a family friend, which I don't know what that relationship could be. It sounds kind of strange.
Yeah, it is.
He wrote to Reiner on a piece of paper, "It finally happened." And Rob Reiner was probably like, "Yeah, attaboy."
And Rob Reiner's like, "You're 15. What do you mean finally?"
Yeah, like what? You've been waiting like 2 or 3 years maybe since you hit puberty? Okay, buddy. And also, it was a big summer for Corey Feldman. He was drinking alcohol, kissed his first girl off screen, and smoked pot for the first time during that fateful summer of 1985.
He didn't get his dick wet.
He was younger.
But the pot thing is okay.
Yeah. I mean, you can start smoking weed about 14, I guess. Seems fine.
I think there is some research that says you really shouldn't do it heavily until you're like 18, 19.
Man, fuck
when your brain's
research.
finished developing.
I'm tired of all this science shit. Like, we got to care about science to validate trans people and stuff. No, fucking people do what they want.
You don't care about this science shit. You don't need to wear masks.
Yeah, fuck it. Let kids smoke weed through their masks.
Do what you want.
Give them blunt holes.
Yeah, just put holes in it. That's fine.
Yeah, but fucking that's dope. This is like a chill ass summer. Like, this is probably like the fucking coolest summer of fucking all time. This is like real summer shit. That's what I love about summertime. Summertime, we get wild. This year, of course, is the year without party rocking. So since Labor Day in 1959 was on a Monday, September 7th, the bulk of the film takes place from Friday, September 4th, to Sunday, September 6th, 1959. And there's even a newspaper in the film showing Wednesday, September 4th. And that means it's accurate. It's a nice little touch, little detail, makes it feel real. It's like, oh, did this really happen back in 1959 in Castle Rock, Oregon? Which is Castle Rock, Oregon, I don't think is a real place.
I don't think Castle Rock, Maine is a real place.
Is Derry real?
No. It's supposed to be Portland.
Oregon?
Yeah, I think it's a stand-in for Portland. He doesn't actually write about Portland because he wants to write about how awful Portland is without saying, hey, Portland's awful.
Portland, Oregon?
Yeah.
No, not Portland, Maine?
I mean, Portland, Maine, sorry. Damn it, bastard.
I don't know anything about Maine, but Portland, Oregon seems
I've never been there.
Portland, Oregon seems pretty bad. Not for lack of trying, though. It just seems like the culture, the long-standing culture in Portland is pretty fucking weird. It just bleeds through into everything. So what do you think, if when you were like 12 or something, if one of your friends was like, hey, you want to see a dead body, you think you'd go for it? I think I would. I'd be scared. I'd be scared for sure, but I think I'd do it.
At 12, I'd probably be like, nah, I don't want to see a dead body. Well, you know what I mean? Because that's like, what's the mystery in it? It's a fucking dead body.
Oh, it's just like the adventure of it, I think. Like trying, just the limit experience, right? It's just like trying a new thing. Just pushing myself to the limits. But then as they're walking to it on the tracks, and Vern's like, what if he's all like cut up and bloody and shit? And I was thinking about it. I was like, oh, that'd be pretty gross to see as a kid. Just like a mutilated other kid.
Well, they kind of allude to that at the end where they see the body, and he's like, he's not sleeping. He's not sick. He's just dead.
Yeah. Plus, at 12, I've definitely already seen dead bodies, right? Like at wakes and stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure. You'd have seen that. That's a little bit different, though, isn't it?
I don't know.
A body in the wild, although
I guess
someone you know.
Yeah, and they make them look terrifying.
Yeah,
they try their best. I get it, but it's like, oof. I don't know about all that. Human beings are pretty weird. A lot of psychologists now think it's actually good to spend time with the body of the deceased that you're close with. So I guess wakes are good. They're always kind of weird when I was a kid, but there's always like older relatives I didn't know very well anyways, you know what I mean? So it's just kind of like, weird. Except for, well, one of them at that point in our life at 12 would have been our grandma, huh? But I don't really know her that well. I don't know. Hanging out with the body seems normal, I guess. I just like, what would you do? You know what I mean? Because like the thing is like, yeah, if you spend time with the body, it's like usually blah, blah, blah. And like you spend a little time with the body at like the funeral and the wake and stuff, but like, I think they're talking more about like you gotta like hang out with the body. What would you do? Just like chill out,
cards?
Yeah, like chill out and watch TV. Like someone on Twitter was like, "Yeah, we watched the Oscars with my dad after he died, and it was actually really healing and blah blah blah." I'm not casting judgment on him. Like maybe it is like a really good thing, but I was just like, seems kind of
want to.
Seems kind of strange. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what's right or wrong? Humans just gotta do shit. See how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody, what the fuck's the difference?
Yeah, exactly. I guess that's my point about everything. Fuck it. I'm in a weird mood this week. I'm not like angry and super upset like I have been like the last few weeks, but I'm real bored and got just like I don't know. my philosophy's all jumbled. It just seems like everything's like too much work to think about. So I just say, fuck it.
Yeah, I'm kind of like overwhelmed right now.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, I don't know. That's the thing is like fucking. I don't know what's gonna happen like in the short term or the long term anymore. So it's, well, fuck it, I guess. Plus, it's just can't ever fucking plan for anything, anyways, right? Well, this kind of happens. Stupid.
I'm just gonna get in the fucking river and see where life takes me.
We go fucking find a dead body. God,
they're out there.
Yeah. Aside from the dead body thing, though, this would be a chill ass adventure to go on as a kid.
And the leech part's a little rough.
I don't know if I ever cared.
I'm okay with leeches. I don't want a dick leech. Is what I'm okay with anything but the dick leech or the testicle leech. I think I would prefer a dick leech over a testicle leech.
I don't know if that actually bothers me. Like, I don't know. I might be into it.
What? Ugh.
Yeah, I try like leeching and stuff as like a sexual act. I don't know.
You don't feel it though. They got that numbing shit on there.
Yeah, but it's just like the connection with your partner or something. I don't know. I have like weird
What part? The leech?
No, like I mean, I would do it with a partner. Like I'd have them bleed me. I have like weird kinks with intimacy, which I guess is strange. Like that's why I like shibari and kimbaku and stuff, like the rope tying stuff, because of the intimacy of it, like the safety. You know what I mean? Like all my kinks revolve around intimacy, like a fucking weirdo. Like knife play. I don't like blood or anything, but like the intimacy and like the trust. Weird, right?
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, it takes all
kinds. I always try to think about like where the origin of like the people's kinks and fetishes come from, because usually I feel like there's usually some reason.
Yeah, it's usually like
some of it's just like genetic and like hormones and shit like that.
Yeah, but usually it's like media consumption around when you're starting to experience your sexuality. That's why like there's a lot of furries now, because of like the anthropomorphized content around like people on the cusp of puberty, like from our generation, right?
Right.
So it's like, so it makes sense. I don't know where I got the other ones from. I don't know. I've always like horror movies and stuff. You see a lot of women tied up and bloody in horror movies. Maybe that's what it is. But then I like don't want to hurt women. I don't know. It's a rich tapestry. This movie made me feel some deep feelings. I like movies where childhood is treated in a way that I remember childhood being, where like there is like a lot of
well, they treat childhood realistically or honestly.
Yeah, because it's a lot of times it's like, well, it's the most magical time, but I remember being like pretty melancholic most of my childhood. You know, not like sad and depressed. That wasn't until like adolescence, but you know, like sometimes it's like scary and sad to be a kid. You don't even really know why.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes just like shit goes on and it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, so I like the meditative, like navel gazing nature of the movie, where it's like, yeah, kids got problems. I mean, we had pretty like chill childhoods. I didn't really have too many problems, but it's just like sometimes it's not that simple to be a kid. And I like when movies are honest about it.
Yeah, I guess the most honest way to put it is just it's not simple to grow up.
Yeah, like fucking. There's so many like kids adventure movies where it's just about the external, right? Yeah, like we gotta defeat fucking Ivan Ooze, or we gotta help Ernest defeat the trolls, because the only fears that exist in the world are external threats. But this movie's all basically internal. That's good shit. Thank you, Rob Reiner. I guess Stephen King mostly, but Rob Reiner did a good job. I also really like the Benny King song, Stand By Me.
Everyone likes the Benny King song.
The John Lennon versions of it is really good too.
Nah, that's true.
Like how wild he gets with it. He's like, "Oh, I'm going back to my Teddy Boy days."
Stand by me,
please.
Mom,
Go,
Mom. Oh, you went a different direction.
I guess the mom one might actually be more accurate. So other people also think this movie is good, but there's also some people that think this movie not so good.
Am I about to hate Siskel and Ebert again?
I just got one quote that's a negative one because it was interesting, but it's also like, shut up. Reviewing the film for the New York Times, Walter Goodman opined that Reiner's direction was rather self-conscious, looking constantly at his audience. Goodman called the film a trite narrative and said that Reiner's direction hammers in every obvious element in an obvious script. A trite narrative? One of the movies that are about kids going to see a dead body.
What the fuck is this man talking about?
Yeah, his arguments don't add up to this movie. Like maybe the directorial style is very straightforward, and it is a little bit like I do think there's like winking to the audience, right?
Yeah,
like hey, remember this, but
a little bit. I don't know. It's like modern examples are so egregious that like I go back and watch Jim and it's like I don't see it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as terrible as like Stranger Things or any of the nostalgia bait we have now at all. I'm not making that comparison, but there's stuff in it where it's just like remember the good old days, but there's an earnestness to it rather than
they don't seem that great.
Well, yeah, because it's the fucking Stephen King. He's telling the truth.
Stephen King doesn't tell the truth. Well, he said trans women are women, Kyle. I believe.
I believe J.K.
I believe you look at science or genetics or something.
Something. Yeah, that's what like. I don't need science to tell me that people matter. I don't need science to validate my existence or other people's existence. People do what they want and they're beautiful at it. Stephen King understands. Stephen King himself was very impressed with the film. And on the special features of the 25th anniversary Blu-ray set, King indicated that he considered the film to be the first successful translation to film of any of his works.
Yeah, that might be fair. I mean, I love The Shining as a movie, but it's not very successful at translating his book.
Yeah, Shining is one of my favorite movies of all time, one of the greatest movies ever made. I didn't ever finish the book, so I don't know. But I guess this one's exactly like the novella, or pretty close.
That's pretty close. I mean, the endings for like Teddy and Vern and everybody are different, and like there's slight changes, but it's basically the same story.
That's the thing. I guess his problem with The Shining itself is that the spirit of his book isn't in the movie, right? Because his problem was that he thought the movie was mean. So this movie that seems to really encompass the spirit of Stephen King's book and like a lot of Stephen King's work, to be honest. Because even like it is really like
I mean it's kind of just like if you took Stand By Me and made it a horror movie.
I mean everyone makes jokes out of like the group sex scene.
That's didn't age well, but or it wasn't great at the time, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, it's very odd, but
weird choice. But
yeah,
that's what cocaine does to you.
Yeah, I guess. Part of me though is like, yeah, it's weird because it's kids, but it's also like
I understand like the idea behind it. It's like the apex of puberty, like the going from a kid to adult and all that shit. But well,
then it's also like a permanent bond too, right?
Right.
Like
but there's also better ways to do it with 12 and 13-year-olds than
I don't know. They're not going to forget that shit.
No, they definitely did forget it. That's the whole point of it.
Yeah, but that's because of magic. Like during it magic. The ghost lights or dead lights. Yeah, but in normal circumstances, I don't think you forget that shit.
No, I'm sure as a little girl, if your first sexual experiences with a group of boys, it's probably not something you forget.
I don't think the dudes would forget it either.
Oh, I'm sure no one forgets their first sexual experience. That's kind of a weird.
Yeah, I guess.
Damn it!
Yeah, it's pretty.
Now
weird.
we're just arguing in circles.
It's pretty weird. I don't know. I appreciate the positive.
I appreciate the attempt and the idea behind it.
The positive depiction of sex magic. Very, very, very well done.
Yeah, it is true. We're gonna fuck until we find our way out.
That's what I say to all my girlfriends. Find our way out of what? This entire mess, this existence. Dying each other's
damn it, Kyle, you're
arms.
drunk again.
According to later interviews with Gene Siskel, Riener recalled that after a private early screening of the film, King excused himself for 15 minutes to compose himself. He later returned to remark, "That's the best film ever made out of anything I've written," which isn't saying much, but you've really captured my story. It is autobiographical. And he wiped away a little tear.
Wow, that's kind of a nice compliment from a guy.
That'd probably been like hella fulfilling for Rob Reiner and Stephen King, right? To see your work translated so well, and then for him to be like, "Man, you did a great job, Rob Reiner." They went on to make Misery together, and that's cool. Everything about this movie is cool. Everyone's just having a good time making a good movie.
Except for Kiefer Sutherland.
That's summertime for you, man. Man, Kiefer Sutherland was out there like banging broads left and right, probably drag racing, turning people into vampires. I don't know. Kiefer Sutherland.
You're a real Kiefer Sutherland stuff.
Yeah. In 2016, on the 30-year anniversary of the film's release, several writers commemorated the film. Rolling Stone's Charles Bramesco called Stand By Me timeless, a staple of youthful nostalgia for its deft straddling of the lines between childhood and adulthood, and the rare movie that necessarily gets better with time. Whoa.
I mean, it definitely is a movie that...
as you get older, you start to...
You see different things in it.
Yeah. Yeah, because this is the first time I've watched it since, like, maybe late teens?
20s?
Yeah, early 20s. And I was like, oh, this is way different. Also, you have kids now, so it probably is way different.
Yeah, I don't know. That's like everybody's like, what the fuck? What are you doing to these poor kids? he lost his brother. Leave him alone.
Yeah, his parents suck.
His dad especially. Oof. The wrong kid died.
Yeah. Well, the first line of dialogue from the dad, or like after he leaves Denny's room,
yeah,
he was like, "Why you
got such shit kid friends? You piece of crap."
Friends like Denny. Did they ever explain? Denny died in a Jeep accident, right?
Yeah.
Were they just driving around drunk? Maybe his friends weren't so good either. Pops.
I mean, that's
thinking about that,
right? But
yeah,
who knows?
But yeah, that's some weird shit. Why are your friends such pieces of shit? I don't know, Dad, why we live in a small town where these are the only 3 other boys my age. Stupid ass piece of shit. And what if Chris Chambers stole the milk money, man? He gave it back. He got swindled by the adults. Can't trust authority.
Or
Fucking
can you,
man.
Kyle? You gotta put all your trust in authority.
I don't think so.
No, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a trust no authority, but in my mom, but then in Gordy's case, I'll probably not listen to your mom either. She said she didn't get over that shit. I mean,
I don't think any of them should really listen to them that much. I mean, maybe Teddy's mom's alright. We don't really get a lot on.
Yeah, but you know, it has only been like 4 months since Denny died, so like maybe they'll get it together.
I guess, but I feel like
it seems like
I wouldn't completely neglect my other children.
Yeah, like if you have multiple children, you kind of just got to pick up and carry on, right?
Yeah, well, I know carry on is maybe not the right word, but you know, not disappear into yourself
and be mean for no reason. Just say the wildest shit.
Well, I mean, that's the whole thing too. Is like his parents were that great to him when Denny was alive. So
yeah, well, yeah, he was already like the forgotten boy.
This one throws a football.
Yeah, your stories are really great, Denny. Denny wrote your story. It's really great. Yeah, but you kissed any...
How far can you throw his story?
His story been kissing any broads lately?
No, he's not. I can't think about girls right now. It's only football, damn it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Football.
He should have been like, I don't want your laugh.
Yeah.
What is it, Varsity Blues?
Yeah, another seminal classic, right?
Hell yeah.
So that one's really stood the test.
MTV Films.
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
Let's talk about another serious, interesting, and effective coming of age film.
Jerry O'Connell's in a MTV Films movie, wasn't he?
Yeah, Monkey Bone or Idle Hands or one of them. But I'm of course talking about Boys in the Hood.
They don't know nothing but to be legit.
Boys in the Hood has several direct references to Stand By Me, including a trip by 4 young boys to see a dead body and the closing fade out of one of the main characters. Director John Singleton has stated that he included the references because he was a fan of the movie. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I mean, that's the ending of Boys in the Hood definitely is like a homage to Stand By Me.
They're both like stories in similar vein, obviously.
I like the making fun of it in Clerks the Animated Series. Tony was drafted and killed in Vietnam.
Oh yeah, but it's like characters that didn't
even.
Yeah. Didn't they actually get Richard Dreyfuss to do the voiceover for that too?
I think they did.
Now to talk about one of our nemeses, actors auditioning for the roles of the Netflix show Stranger Things were asked to read lines from Stand By Me, and one episode was titled "The Body" in homage to the source novella.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And,
I didn't even catch. I remember that title. I did not even think about it as a reference to Stand By Me.
Well, if you pay close attention to Stranger Things, you'll notice they copy everything
that I watched as a child. Yeah, I know. Even my kids picked it up. The first time I watched it, Errol's like, "So it's just this ET?"
Yeah, so it's Steven Spielberg, John Carpenter, and Stephen King. So they're just little bitches who copy shit, don't come with their own shit. And here's the difference.
Gonna be my career.
Here's the difference between John Singleton paying homage to Stand By Me and Stranger Things. John Singleton's a great filmmaker and he did a good job. Stranger Things is fucking trash. That's the difference. Go watch your fucking Netflix garbage and turn your brain to styrofoam and fucking ass consumers. The end of the film, though, says that Chris died while the other 3 boys went on with their lives. As you mentioned, original novella, all of the boys except Gordy were dead by the end of the story.
Yeah.
And Chris was actually the 3rd one to die, not the 1st.
Yeah, he dies in law school, if I remember right, too. He doesn't make it that far.
Oh, he doesn't get stabbed at a diner or something?
No, he still gets to stand at a diner, but I think he's in his second year of law school or 3rd year law school when he gets stabbed at the diner. That part still happens. It's just he's not an old man yet.
Yeah.
And I think there's even a little part where old Gordo goes back to Castle Rock and sees his old bullies and shit.
Oh, he sees Ace?
Yeah.
He's got a lot of oxygen tank. And he's just sitting outside of the dive bar. He's like, "Get over here, Gordito, I'll fuck you up."
Oh, you got cuts. That's the thing too. Is like at the end of this movie, it's like, man, these kids are gonna get stabbed by Ace.
Get fucked up.
They're gonna be walking down the street, and then they're gonna get a baseball to the head from Ace in the back of his car.
There's this Stephen King always. I guess this is at the beginning of the episode where I was talking about like this weird like white boy thing where there's just like mean older white boys. Stephen King writes a lot of like mean, kind of rural, like scary kids that like I don't ever remember interacting with. You know?
Well, yeah. Well, he didn't grow up in like the same rural environment that King necessarily did in either, right? Ours was more suburban. Yeah. There was the creek though on the strawberry farm. I guess those kind of count. But then there's a sea of houses surrounding them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like different, I guess. But just like the pathological meanness that his characters have, like Ace when he steals Gordo's hat, and Gordo's like, "My brother gave it to me." It's like he knows his brother just died 4 months ago, and he's just gonna straight up take his hat
and throw it. Piece of shit.
I mean, that's like such a intense level of emotional bullying. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't see doing that to a kid.
Yeah, no, to the point at the end where I'm like, if he stole my hat from me, he's gonna get shot in the woods.
Yeah, he's probably that scene at the end is like, well, all right, cool, you're gonna die.
You got my hat? We're gonna have some real problems. You don't have my hat.
Yeah.
When he's like, come on, don't give me the gun. No, I don't want to shoot yourself. I'm like, do you have my hat?
You got my hat, buddy? Hey, bud. Oh man, I forgot what movie we're watching next week. Hold on. You can keep talking about Stand By Me.
I don't have anything else to say now. I'm angry about the damn hat.
Won't you stand by me?
It's also like kind of a glimpse into the education system of the 1950s and 60s, and they're like, we're going to take the college classes. Is that how it worked?
Oh yeah, I was thinking about that. Like, they were just like, you kids suck, so you're going to be working in a factory, and then you can read books good, so we were getting you ready for college. I don't know if that was the thing or not.
I don't know. Couldn't tell you. I mean, honestly, the education system in America is still designed to make you go work in a factory for 40 plus hours a week. That's what they assume most of us are going to be doing. You know
That's
what I mean?
right. Drones work hard until they die. You just trade pieces of paper until you die. Now you don't even trade pieces of paper. Now you trade like fucking ones and zeros over the internet until you die.
Seems like most people just like serve coffee until they die.
Yeah.
I don't. Again, like we really need to if we're gonna go back to work, let's really reevaluate what
work is,
and like how we value work. So either the government needs to actually supply some sort of guaranteed income to people, or they need to start paying people what they're worth. Because if you're essential and you're making $12.50 an hour at a grocery store during a fucking pandemic and you're gonna die for that shit, come on.
Yeah, I mean that's not gonna happen though. But
no, it won't. But
it'd be nice. Sure, it'd be nice.
Just logically.
Yeah, but the world doesn't seem to operate on logic. Not when man is in control. That's why I said it. We need a matriarchal society. Let's try it out. It seems to work.
Oh
for
yeah,
bonobos.
it worked for the United Kingdom, right?
Works for the bonobos. I mean, complete restructuring.
Oh,
let's try it. It works for the bonobos.
They don't have a society. They're monkeys. God damn it.
They're apes. They're great apes.
They're all monkeys or monkeys. God, I don't give a shit if they have tails or not. They're goddamn monkeys. You're a monkey. I'm a monkey. They're all fucking monkeys.
It's in their name. They're a great ape.
They're not great apes.
They're great apes. It's in their name. They're great. Great. Next week we're gonna watch Tourist Trap.
Next week we're gonna piss off and fly away into space. I'm going to Mars.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Podcast is canceled. Greta Thunberg said we were Star Wars nerds.
But I mean, you maybe.
I don't even like Star Wars. Star Wars. Yeah,
jokes on her because I am a big fan of Twilight.
Twiglet. I'm sure she's not a big fan of Twilight either. She only cares about one thing, and that is destroying
capitalism. Must destroy capitalism.
I was trying to think of what the weirdo conservative people say about her.
I'm sure. Well, I mean, that's what it gets down to, isn't it? Or America, the patriarch.
Yeah, she wants to destroy freedom or liberty or some shit. It's always the vaguest terms. She wants to destroy the boot collection I have that I lick every night. Suck the toes real good off them. Oh man, those worn out boots. I suck the toes off them. Better watch them toes, police officer. I'll get down on my knees and suck the toes off. That's my impression of.
It was brilliant.
I don't know, 60% of the United States. No, what's the favorability of abolishing the police in the United States? Has anyone done
completely abolishing it? I don't know. Like defunding it is pretty favorable, or like reallocating fund is actually pulled pretty well. I think abolishing is only pulling at like 40 at best.
All right, yeah. So 60% of the United States are like, oh, suck the toes off the police.
To be fair, some of them are like, I'm undecided.
Oh. 50% of the United States. I'll suck the toes off them boots.
I might suck a toe or two, but if it kicks me, then maybe not.
No, they like it. They're masochists. The United States is full of masochists, and we all worship the almighty death cult known as the economy. Whatever. This podcast isn't about politics. This podcast is about movies that constantly make you think about politics, because everything in the 80s was political. Everyone complains about shit now being, oh, it's political. Goddamn, they put a girl in my video game. Damn politics. Everything's political, you stupid.
There's no girl in this movie. That's for sure.
Damn, there is only just his mom in it, huh?
Yeah.
Whoa.
We got to think about the story about kids. You know, a lot of kids that age don't have a lot of friends outside of their own gender.
Yeah, right? That's true. We did because cousin.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know. I don't know how common it is. I think Ryan has a couple, but not a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's for sure. Remember when he goes to the shop to get like some lunch meat and bread, and the fucking butcher's just talking to him about his brother?
Can make him feel bad about himself.
Yeah, that would fucking suck to live in a small town.
Yeah, everybody knows you're dead, brother.
Yeah, it's like, hey man, I'm just trying to buy some fucking meat, and you're in here telling me I suck because my brother's dead. It was only 4 months ago, man. Yeah, that's like you just constantly have to be telling people to shut the fuck up. Like, mind your business, bro.
You can't do that in 1959. You get slaps.
Slapped by who?
The store owner.
What?
You just beat kids back then for no reason.
That's true, actually. I'd blow him away. I got the gun. Got the yammer. Pop, pop, pop.
That's like that was 100% that was going to happen at that junkyard. Chris even called. He's like, you're going to jump over the fence. He's going to kick the shit out of you and take it to the cops.
That dude's a fucking dick, too. I can't imagine talking to kids that way.
I like his dog, though. He had a cool dog.
Yeah. That was wild. Because like they weren't even doing anything that bad.
They're just walking through. I don't know. They didn't really do anything besides that.
Yeah, people have always been fucking angry, huh? Angry and uptight.
People always got a chip on their shoulder. I always feel like they're not treated right.
Yeah, it's not
respected as a.
I was talking to Mom about that this week at some point. I was like, I feel like everyone's problem is they're just so full of fear, and it manifests in all these terrible ways. Somehow need to abolish fear. People need to be more like me. Limit experiences. You gotta destroy.
Oh yeah, you're never full of fear, anxieties.
A lot of anxiety, but I'm not really afraid of anything.
Well, I mean that's all people all it really is anxiety. It's not necessarily fear.
I don't know. A lot of ways people behave and like internalize like their identity and shit like that. It does seem to be fear to me, especially like the hypermasculine stuff. That is absolutely fear.
Nah, I don't know. I still feel like it's more. I feel like it still hews more toward anxiety, but
yeah, you're scared of other people's judgment because you're not right with yourself. I don't know. Like I said, my philosophy's all mixed up this week. Been watching YouTube videos of guys that just got out of prison yelling at me about stuff.
These guys know what's up.
But that's the thing is, like, because I do subscribe quite a bit to limit experiences, that I feel like there is some like unintentional wisdom out of being pushed to the limit like that, where it's like maybe there's like a little kernel of truth in there I can find. Yeah, whatever. Tourist trap. I can't say tourists very well. Tourists. I say tourists.
I think I called Teddy like Todd or Tim like 15 times.
Tourist trap. You watch Tourist trap.
Tourist trap. I want to watch Tourist trap.
Tourist trap. Tourist trap. I haven't seen it in a long time. This is another one of those movies that was like on Monster Vision back in the day. This is mining content from my childhood. I guess that's the podcast anyways, huh? Yep. The podcast. Man, I can't say vowels.
You didn't grow up. You're stuck in the Star Wars past with Greta Thunberg.
Kind of, I guess, right? It's the same time period.
Yeah.
I don't really like structure my identity around it, though.
Or do you, Kyle?
I don't know. I guess for the podcast a little bit. But I also like use my like professional like white guy job voice a lot of time on the podcast. So is it really me?
I don't know. Is it?
Well, who knows?
Is it really you?
Yeah.
Do you even know anymore?
Nope.
Is that everything just an illusion? We're wrapped in an enigma?
Yeah, like Mega Zone 23. All the girls were hot. The music was hotter. Or the other way around.
Nah, the music was hotter than the girls.
It's gonna be
they're poorly drawn.
It's gonna be quite an episode of VHS Cult when we watch Mega Zone 23. All right, I guess that'll do it for this week. VHS Cult.
I'm Sean.
What's your Twitter at?
I'm at Sean McDonald on Tweeters.
I'm Kyle. Mine's at Kyle LeMaine. I don't like it very much.
We're on VHSCult.com. I don't like any social media, but you're supposed to do better to make your podcast people watch and listen. And we should be on the Grams and the Facebooks and the talking of the ticks, but I don't know. Fuck it all the hell. I'm an old man. Just listen. You tell your friends, goddammit. You go out there, you hand out the flyers, and you get your sandwich boards, and you yell to the sky. VHS Cult.
Tell your friends there's a guy on the internet. He's got opinions.
Most of them are poorly formed and yell in a derogatory manner at you, but they're there.
It is like I'm real angry about a lot of stuff, but I'm not like that angry about it. I just kind of like to complain. It's like I shouldn't like last week. I shouldn't talk so much shit about like Bill Burr. Like that's like my favorite like shit to do. Whatever, it's for a good cause, I think.
My pocketbook.